You, as the former CIA director, you've seen these kind of summits, these superpower sit-downs before, and the question is, what results do you see and how quickly do you see them? Are we starting to see those Russian-backed cyber attacks tail off, or what's the verdict from the field?
Well, first of all, great to be with you, Kelly Naiman. I think that the track record in the past of Russia somewhat speaks for itself, and therefore we should be very, very cautious in assessing that what seems to be a modest decrease in these kinds of attacks is something that will be sustained. But certainly the rhetoric was heartening, I guess you would put it. What the FSB has echoed, the successor to the KGB has said, again, indicates some reason for a mild degree of optimism. But I think whenever dealing with Russia, it pays to be from Missouri, show me, and also recall, trust, but verify.
And you're not at Langley, the CIA headquarters now, but if you were, what kind of intelligence does the U.S. have on understanding how the Russians think about this, what orders they might be giving or communication they might be giving to the cyber criminals themselves? I mean, does the United States have a good understanding of all of that, or is that all just a black box from our side?
It's certainly not a black box. I'm not going to go into detail on this, but just suffice it to say that the U.S. has very good, what might be termed insights into what is going on in decision-making really around the world, but especially when it comes to the most important countries around the world.
And Dmitry, you and I were texting a little bit about this question yesterday, and you said you saw some things inside Russia that you thought were maybe a little bit encouraging post-Geneva. What did you see?
I think one thing we should appreciate is that these cyber criminals are not part of the Putin's inner circle. They're not oligarchs. They're not close to the regime. So even though there are connections between them and the intelligence agencies, they're mostly opportunistic in nature. They want protection in exchange for favors that they may do for the intelligence services. So these are the types of things that Putin can absolutely take action on, these sorts of cyber criminals, without jeopardizing his own power base. That's why I'm moderately optimistic that we can make some progress on this issue, whereas we probably can get a broader agreement on other types of cyber activity we see from Russia. And the signals are somewhat positive post-summit. As General Petraeus mentioned, the FSB director, Bortnikov, made very encouraging statements last week saying that he wants to see cooperation between U.S. law enforcement and Russian law enforcement of cybercrime. There was an unprecedented meeting of the Russian National Security Council led by Putin on this issue of how do we cooperate with the U.S. on pursuing cybercrime. They haven't done any of that before. Again, the proof is in the pudding, as General said.
Dmitry, why does Vladimir Putin have any interest in that, right? I mean, other than diplomatically, maybe he wants to show a little bit of a hat tip to Biden here after that moment that they had together in Geneva. But Vladimir Putin gets an enormous cyber capability from these criminals. And so he has a workforce here that's trained to hit things in the United States if he ever needs it in the future. They get cold, hard cash. They get Bitcoin and other cyber currencies coming into the country, in a country that desperately needs it. What's Putin's incentive to say, you know what, I'm not going to do this anymore?
Well, the cash that's coming in is significant for these individual cyber criminals, but they're nothing for Russia. They're millions of dollars. Obviously, they're getting billions of dollars from oil and other types of revenue. So this is not significant. And we don't know what happened in the summit between Biden and Putin, but I would hope that Biden made it very clear to Putin that unless action is taken, unless some of these individuals are arrested, there'll be very, very serious repercussions for the Russian economy. There's a lot more we can do vis-a-vis sanctions on Russian energy sector and Russian sovereign debt. So I hope that that was communicated privately, and that's why we're seeing some of these positive signs.